All right, hi everyone, and welcome to Community Tuesday, presented by the Philadelphia Eagles. Today we're taking Community Tuesday to you at your school. We have over 1,500 students and 38 schools from across the area participating. In addition to our amazing school community joining remotely, we also have
It's Brandon
a very
Graham.
special guest. Eagles defensive end Brandon Graham joins us here today. But first, before BG introduces himself, we wanted to share a video that you may or may not have seen already, but our friend, Eagles left tackle Jordan Mailata, had a special message for all of you.
Hi everyone, my name is Jordan Mailata and I play tackle for the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles are excited that your class is using Character Playbook and understanding mental wellness to improve your skills and become better teammates on and off the field. We can't wait to join you on November 15th for Community Tuesday. Fly Eagles Fly.
All right, that was Jordan Mailata, but who I have with me right now, Brandon Graham. Thanks for joining us, BG.
Oh yeah, thank y'all for having me.
All right, well, we have some questions that we're going to get to. We're going to talk a little bit, just you and I, before we get the students involved. The first question we have here is, when was the last time you faced a conflict with another person, and how did you resolve that issue? Obviously, you work on a team. You're working with different people and personalities all the time. How do you work through that?
Well, first you got to know that it's your feelings that that you're addressing, how you feel about something. So I always try to make sure I address with that person the feeling that I'm having, and I try to come in the middle. It's all about you got to be able to accept people and their feelings too, because I know it goes both ways, and then we try to meet in the middle. And so I always try to say what it is that's on my heart, to tell someone that I don't like, and say it in a respectful way, so that they can receive it. And then you have to be able to listen to, be able to hear their thoughts, and then we try to come up to something in the middle.
So when you talk about techniques to kind of overcome those things, what techniques do you use perhaps if you're upset or you're frustrated or you need to calm down or you need to feel less stressed?
I think it's how I'm talking to myself. That's very big. If you talk negative to yourself, you're gonna get negative results. And I try to do that by just first I pray, I say my prayer, and then I try to make sure that in that moment that I'm talking to myself in a better way than what I'm feeling, because it's all, what you're feeling is real, but it's what you're gonna do about it. And so I try to have that. Football has helped me be competitive with that, because it's hard. Sometimes you have all these doubts, you have all these different thoughts in your head, and they're sometimes not always good, but you can control your thoughts. I think that it's how you handle, it's how you talking to yourself, it's how you're gonna get out of stuff. You gotta talk yourself into stuff more than out of it.
You mentioned doubt. Self-doubt is a scary thing. It's something we experience as kids, as adults. It doesn't matter where you are in your place of life. Self-doubt, it creeps in so easily. Is there somebody that you've gone to either in the past or the present that you rely on when those self-doubt starts to creep in?
So me and my dad were similar in a lot of ways, and we talk about, he talked about things that he passed on to me that he can help me with now that he know how to deal with certain things. And I think, that's my dad that I go to when I'm having one of those moments where I'm doubting. And it's like, and now even my wife tough on me. So she don't let me, she don't let me down with her blunt answers that she has for me. She'll let me know just the real of what I need, and just remind me of who I am and who I've become over just working hard. So I think it's just between my mom and my dad and my wife, and just trying to make sure that just reaffirm what you already kind of know.
Something important that you just said, your wife is someone you chose to have in your life forever, right? So how important is it for these kids to know that you have a choice to surround yourself with people who are going to pick you up, who are going to be tough on you when you need it, and they're going to kind of prevent those self-doubting, limiting beliefs to really cave in?
Yeah, you got to really hang around people that really cares about you in a relationship, because if you have people around you that's like, soon as you say, "Oh, we're not your friend," and they're okay with that, then you don't need to be around them anyway. Because if you're a true friend and you tell me that you don't want to be my friend anymore, I have to investigate why, because I really care about you. What happened? What can I do better? And I just think that as a kid growing up, you just gotta try to surround people that have the same mindset as you, and then you can be the shining light to help others that don't have the hope that you have in your life. And that's only that's a you thing. That's a decision that you have to make. Like you said, you have your own decision to make, and I think it's about the people that makes you feel good, and when you're around them, it's how they make you feel. If you know that it's a person that don't make you feel good, you shouldn't be around that person, or you should try to inspire that person. If you see certain things that you don't like, or that you think that could get them in trouble, you have to be that leading example sometimes, and that's not always easy either.
Which I'm sure you experience sometimes in the locker room, right? There's guys that are gonna have great games and guys that don't play their best, and it's up to the people around them to really lift each other up.
Oh yeah, it is, and to get out of, like, cause it's okay to feel how you feel, but just don't be there alone. You gotta make sure that okay, it is what it is. Now, what do I do moving forward? Have a plan. Come up with your plan on how you're gonna attack your next steps. Even though you might not like where you are, but it's how you attack moving forward.
We're gonna shift gears a little bit. Today is Entrepreneurship Day, so I wanna hear about things that you're passionate about besides football, other hobbies or charitable work or work opportunities that you're interested in. I think, people see you and they see the number on your back and the helmet you put on your head on Sundays, but there's so much more to that.
Well, I got a camp that I run back in Michigan. I'm gonna do it here in Philly too. It's a football camp / girl camp too, because I have different things for girls. Like 1 year, I did for girls self-defense classes. We did yoga. We just tried to introduce people, kids that's in the inner city that don't get exposed to a lot of different sports or different things. We try to bring it to them, and especially girls, because girls really don't have a lot of places that they can go. Construct like an organization where they can really go. Like we got football camps, we got different places that we have organized things for the men, and so I try to be different with just doing stuff for girls. And then for me, I like to. I'm a gamer. I like to game on my free time. And then I'm a father, so I'm raising them kids, and
they keep me busy as it is, right?
Busy as it is. So, but yeah, at nighttime, most of the time I'm gaming.
All right. Gigi, should I turn to some student questions, or do you want us to take a few more here? What do we think?
Yeah, I think we can turn to some student questions. And actually, before we do that, I also wanted to just shout out a few of our schools that are on this call. We've spent a lot of time talking to teachers, educators, and students across your area, and we want to thank Mr. Tyler Dean. I'm not sure where you are, but I hope your class is going crazy for you right now. Miss Jada McBride, Miss Kelly Stripes, Mr. John Martine, who we worked with in the past as well, Miss Shelley Allen, Miss Amy Conrad, Miss Jeanette Jackson, Miss Dana Bowser, and so many others who are on this call. It's because of them that we're able to take this time out of your day and talk to you about the importance of these topics. So thank you, and thank your teachers. I think we see one teacher being zoomed in on in one school, so thank you guys. Give it up for your teachers. Awesome. Now, I want to spend as much time as possible answering our student questions. So we got a lot of questions, and our first one is from a Colin Hemphill at St. Dominic Middle School. Can you raise your hand for me if you're out there? Oh, awesome. Okay, we're going to promote you to a host, and you're going to go ahead and answer your questions. So I'm going to take you off mute. And let's see if we can do this. Hold on 1 second, we can't hear you. We just need you to unmute. I think we can good. There we go.
How did you handle your drunk performance in middle school? And do you have an acceptable?
Can you repeat?
So I can repeat it. I have this question here. Colin asked, how did you handle peer pressure in middle school? Do you have any tips for us when faced with friends who may be making bad choices?
How did I handle peer pressure? You know what? The peer pressure, for me, what I did, I started to push myself away from, certain crowds that didn't make me feel comfortable. And, I just started to just hang around different people, because you shouldn't feel the pressure of trying to do something bad, only the pressure of something, good, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like, if you got people around you that makes you do something that you uncomfortable with, it's okay to remove yourself from the situation. And I think I had other friends that helped me out in those situations too, because, it's not easy being in that moment. But I know that other friends, I would be letting down if I was to fall to the peer pressure. So I think thinking about who you be letting down if you do certain actions that you shouldn't be doing. And what was the other one?
Do you have any tips? You covered both.
Oh, okay.
That was
Okay.
great. Thank you, Colin.
You're welcome.
Thank you, man. Go Birds.
Look, they're cheering back there. Look at that room. All right, who do we have next?
It looks like our next question is going to come from, let's see. Haven Area Middle School, Logan, and I don't want to pronounce your last name wrong, but do we have a Logan in 7th grade at Haven Area Middle School? If you can raise your hands, or let me see, I'm looking out there in the crowd. If you can add a little reaction too, so we can better find you.
Logan's scared.
Oh, I see it. Okay, hold on one second.
Logan, man up.
All right, we got you. We're gonna have you come off mute and ask your question.
Hey, Logan.
Hi, how do you balance your mental health and playing a professional sport?
You know what? How I balance it, I game. I like gaming. Like, you got to spend time, with yourself, because I'm a dad. I'm a professional football player, and I am myself too. So you got to spend time with yourself. I think for me, learning myself even more, because every day you can learn something new about yourself. And I think even as a young man, even now, I'm 34, but I'm still finding different things about myself that I didn't know. And so I think it's just the evolution of just making sure that you spend time doing stuff that you like to do too, because your schedule can take over your life sometimes. But if you don't take care of yourself, you're gonna just be doing stuff other people want you to do instead of what you want to do sometimes. And I think I have a good balance of telling my wife, hey, I want to do this for me right now. Can I do this right now? And I'll take care of something later, because I just need to get my me time. And so I think me time is very important, just with the evolution of learning yourself and to help you balance out, just not going to work all the time.
I think you have a second question, right, Logan?
Yeah, what is your favorite song to pump up on game day?
Ooh, okay. You know what? I like the new Drake album that just came out. I've been playing that on repeat. And that's my new hype music for the rest of the season. So you're gonna be just know when you see the game's about to come on, that's what's on my playlist.
Thanks, Logan.
Yep.
All right, next up, Gigi, looks like we have questions from students from Chester High School.
Yes, we do. If they can raise their hands, we'll get them up next.
Be right here.
Do I say that? Yeah, you know. Do I say that? Yeah, you know.
See.
I got a forearm.
Come on, jump in front.
All right, we're done.
Should I unmute?
Yeah, I'm muted.
Waving our hands.
We're here.
How you guys doing?
Hey, how you doing?
You see us?
You see
I
us?
think you have to unmute,
See,
maybe.
Nate? You got it.
You see us?
We are muted.
I'm gonna take on mute. Wow.
Bill Freeman, come ask your question. Hurry up.
Boy.
What?
I have a quick question.
I'm about to fire you up. Go sit down.
Before you come up to the front so we can hear you nice and clear.
All right.
My question is, have you ever had a mental health crisis? And if you did, how did you deal with it?
You know what? I get real anxious, and things could be. I feel like my heart starts to beat fast, and you know, I start to my anxiety kicks in, and you know, I had to figure out what that was. And I think it's more about, you know, the fear of, you know, just for me, like certain things, like when people start talking about something I'm uncomfortable about, and I get anxiety about that. And how I dealt with it is being okay with just communicating. That at that time, like, you know what, I'm not okay with talking about that right now. Can we come back to that, because you know I'm feeling a little anxious right now because of whatever reason, why or whatever we're talking about, but not being scared to talk about it. You know what I'm saying, and not try to deal with it yourself. Did that help you?
Yes.
Thank
Do we
you.
have time for one more, or we're done?
No.
We have to go over to Chester Upland.
Okay.
We have time, we'll circle back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, who do we have next?
So we're gonna go over to Chester High School, who has 2 questions, one from Demir in grade 11 and another one. So let me get them up on the screen.
Wow.
Hi guys. All right, we're gonna have you unmute and ask your questions. So make sure you come up to the front and you say it nice and loud for us, okay?
Okay, you hear us? Go ahead, Damir.
We can hear you.
Yeah, go ahead.
I gotta go up.
No, you're here, you're fine.
How you doing? You can see me, you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
We gotcha.
All right. My question was, how do you resolve conflict between players, coaches, and the other teams?
Most of the time, you know, you can't be scared to go to somebody. And I think sometimes the way people go to people, like say if we got an issue and I'm the captain of the team and, you know, I see an issue and I have to go up to say something to somebody, I got to come up with a strategic way to not offend them first so that they can receive what I'm telling them, but still be able to tell them what it is that we can't accept, you know, as a teammate or as a whatever it is that comes up. But it's like, look, man, you know, I want to tell you this. I'm trying to help you. I don't want to see you fail, but I know this would fail our team if this was to happen. Because, you know, man, communication is key in everything. And I think that, you know, if you can learn how to bring stuff to people without letting your emotions get the best of you, and then if their emotions get the best of them, you got to still be able to be calm and cool to where you can't let them, you know, let you go there too, because 2 people going crazy on each other is not going to go nowhere. So I think it's more about being mature enough to be able to talk it out, you know what I'm saying? And just know everybody's not going to be as mature as you sometimes in conversation, but you got to have patience with people too, so that you can still get mission accomplished. You know what I'm saying? When you try to get team stuff done, and yeah, you don't want to let stuff slip. So that's what we try to do, man. We try to police stuff, and if we can't do it right then, we'll come back to it later. But I know that we gonna come back to it later, just so that it won't go by the wayside and come back later and beat us.
Awesome. Thank you for your question. I think, was there one more person
Go ahead, please.
at your school with a question?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. Do you give back to your childhood community, and do you still have a sense of belonging there?
Oh yeah. You know, I'm from Detroit, Michigan, and so we run you know, my camps and stuff, and then I still got all my old coaches at different high schools, so they keep me connected with the community and different things that goes on. And I do feel like I still are and still will be, even when I'm done, will make an impact in Detroit, and then I'm doing stuff now in Philly. Since I live here now, to make sure that I make an impact in Philly and where I'm standing.
Awesome. Thank you for your questions. Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna head over to Breggy Middle School. We have 2 questions here. So I'm looking for Breggy Middle School. Let's see where they are. And if you guys can give a little reaction, whether it's a heart or a thumbs up. I see some hands still raised. Want to make sure we get to everyone.
All right, y'all pass it up. It's time to go.
With a sign that says, "We love you, Brandon."
Yeah, I like that. I see you. Look at it.
We stay until it's over.
Again, Breggy Middle School. If you guys are out there, give me some reactions or something so I can find you. Oh, I see him. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I seen him.
There we go. Thanks,
All right.
guys.
Hey guys, you can unmute and then ask us your question.
What was your college major and what was your favorite class?
So my college major was sports management and communications. And you know what? I can't remember the actual name of this class that I had because it's been a minute. But I know we had to speak. It was our communications. It was a communications class where we had to speak in front of people and learn different just techniques on speaking. And so it was fun, but at first I was nervous. It wasn't as easy as it come to me now. So yeah, sports management and communications, and one of my communications classes where we had to speak in front of the classrooms.
Awesome. Do you guys have one more for us, it looks like?
Yes.
If you were not a football player, what do you think your job would be today?
You know what? I'll probably be an entrepreneur somewhere, man, doing something, just trying to find my way on, because the way I move now, I'm always moving around, busy, hustling, trying to find what's the next thing. I think I'll be doing something in that realm because even now, like when I'm done with football now, I just kind of see myself not really working for nobody other than just doing my own little hustle or start my own business. Because, that's just how I've seen my life go up to this point, and just knowing myself even more. So I think talking now, I think I will be an entrepreneur doing something.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
While we go to find our next school, do you want to talk a little bit about your college experience and give these students, kind of how you got to where you are today?
Oh yeah, so everybody, I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I went to the University of Michigan, and growing up, I lived in a single parent household. It was me and I had 3 other sisters. I'm the oldest of all of them, and so for me, I had to be the leading example. Football started early for me at age 7, and that was pretty much my brothers. And I had my dad was in my life, but he wasn't in the household. But it's just football definitely molded me to be who I am today, as far as learning the life skills that it teaches you, the discipline, the accountability, the teamwork, and on top of that, just even being in school, just trying to make sure I had a 3.0 or better average, because my mom didn't allow me to slip, because I didn't want that belt to my butt. So, ended up going to University of Michigan back in 2006 when I graduated. Stayed all the way to 2010, got drafted to the Philadelphia Eagles. Always been a life dream of mine, but I know it took hard work. Took me to remove some friends sometimes that didn't have the same vision as me, because sometimes you have to lead. You have to be the leader. You might have to step away from people. And for me, being as nice as I am, sometimes I wasn't around all the best people. But as I continued to learn myself and I grew, and I had I removed myself from certain environments just from the hard work that you put in every day. It ended up happening for me. I've been here now 13 years with the Philadelphia Eagles, and this has been a great year so far for our team. And I'm happy to be on this Zoom call with you guys, because I'm telling you, you will be here before you know it. 10 years will go by really fast, and you guys, 10 years from now, where do you want to be? Where do you want to be? Do you see yourself being a certain something? But just know it's going to take right now what you guys are doing today to make sure that you get there. Listening to your teachers, making sure you're keeping those grades up, leading your friends, because if your friends are leading, if you getting led by your friends, hopefully you're getting led in the right way. because, you know, if you're not getting led in the right way, you be that light, you be the leader, because we all are leaders within ourselves, but we gotta make that choice each and every day. And that's the hard part, because you gotta be that leader every day if you choose to be that. So I challenge you guys to continue to keep smiling, keep enjoying yourself as you go through the process, because the process is gonna get you ready for what you've been dreaming about. And then when you get there, it's still gonna be hard, so you still gotta work, but just enjoy that whole moment, because a lot of people, you know, don't get the opportunities you have right now. And if I could start over again, I would, because I'm telling you, you guys are in a prime position. You guys live a free life. That's what we try to say now. The only thing you have to do is make sure you get those grades right, so that Christmas will be good for your mom, can feel good about getting you, you know, stuff for Christmas and, you know, for your birthday, all that stuff. But it's on you to make that choice every day. So, yeah, I think you guys all are special. You know, we all got to tap into what it is that we feel is good for us. Like, you know, you can't worry about what other people get, because what you getting might not be here yet, but it's gonna get here, and it's just you staying focused on that. So, but yeah, that's all I got for you.
Thank you so much. And I think this is our last pre-submitted question. It's coming from Veterans Memorial School from Hector. So let's find where they are. Let's see. Oh, I see them. Here we go. And they're going crazy. Hey, everyone.
Hey, guys.
All right. Nice and loud.
How important is setting goals as a middle school student?
It's very important, because, man, you only gonna carry those habits to your adult life. Because if you don't do it now, you don't get used to doing it now, it's kind of hard to, you know, start in your adult years, because, man, it's not saying that it can't happen, but I just feel like, you know, that's just like even with my mom, she's in her 50s, but she's stuck in her ways. That's what a lot of people say when you get to that age and you've been doing something for so long. And if you haven't done something up to this point, you're not gonna do it. But it's great to start creating those habits now, and knowing, like being a reader, being somebody that set goals for themselves, because you won't see the little steps or the little gains that you have if you don't set, like, you know, if you don't write it down. I even do better now writing stuff down, because I know it just starts with our decision making on, you know, just doing something so small. Just write it down in a book and then come back to it and say, did I get there yet? And you got to make realistic goals. Maybe it's I'm gonna take 2 hours a day off my phone so that I can do something else. I can read a book, or I can do this. But you got to make sure that you stay consistent with that. And so I feel like, you know, you set yourself up with 50, 60 days straight, 2 months of this is what I'm gonna do, and then you will start to create that habit of just doing it without even having to remind yourself. So it's very important.
Thank you, Hector.
Ella, that's it for all the questions. So we are going to open it up. If anyone has a last minute question, they can send them to me directly, and we'll see if we can squeeze it in. But I think we had just a few more discussion questions. I know one of the ones that we got as well was, who's someone that you admire or someone that you look up to? That's a question that we got from the group here.
Well, growing up, it was always my mom. Just seeing her will every day to, you know, go to work. I was the oldest, so I ended up having to watch my sisters when I got of age, and you know, I had to make sure that everybody got home, being a man. And I had to grow up fast, because it wasn't a guy in the house other than myself. And, you know, but my mom, I wanted to help her all the time, being a mama's boy. And so she made sure I learned how to cook. I learned how to, you know, make sure I was cleaned up. And I mean, I'm not the best clean, but, you know, as far as, you know, cleaning up, but I know all the chores of making sure the grass was good, all that little stuff. I had to grow up and, you know, do. And I thank her for all those skills, because, you know, it was tough at first. I didn't understand it. I used to be mad because she used to always be on me, and I felt like she ain't never get on my sisters. Let them do it. And it's just like, you know, but you appreciate it now because all that stuff that she taught me, you know, I still do now. Even now I'm the head of a household, and I'm happy I got all those skills that she taught me, knowing how to cook, knowing how to just take care of yourself, and not just need someone, because everybody has that choice to go out there and get it done. And so, yeah, I think, you know, my mom was the one that I always looked up to.
I think it's something that's really important that BG has been saying, I think, in every answer that he's given. It's what are you doing every day? Like, you had a dream to be a football player, but that was the big picture, right? Mm-hmm. And it was more about what he was doing every day in his life, not just in football, what he was doing in school, what he was doing at home, how he was surrounding himself with the right people. And I think that's a great message for all of you students today who are in these positions where your focus is school, your focus is how are you feeding the relationships in your life, and how are you working hard outside of the classroom. And those big picture moments are going to come, but it's about really what you're doing every single day, and I think BG is a perfect testament to that.
Ella, we got a question for you in the chat as well. They asked, how did you get into the role you are today? Can you talk a little bit about your career as well?
Sure, so I'm one of the reporters here for Eagles Entertainment. I actually went to Ohio State. Me and BG went to rival schools, and I studied journalism there. So from there, I just had a lot of internship opportunities and really sought out opportunities that would best prepare me for the world of journalism and broadcasting, and kind of putting my best work out into the broadcasting industry. So I'm actually from Philadelphia, so working for the Eagles was kind of surreal in a way growing up. This was, of course, my hometown team and always was a big fan. So similar to BG, and it's kind of like, what are you feeding every day? And, you know, it wasn't always working out for me. It wasn't always coming my way through college and those weird years after college where you're like, what am I doing with my life? But I kind of kept my nose to the ground and knew what the big dream was and the big goals were. And of course, that was to work in broadcasting and to be able to cover this team is such a privilege every day. But it's never easy when you get there, right? Like you got there, but the work just begins once you arrive to a place that you want it to be. So it's been a lot of hard work and a lot more to go, but it's a great experience here at the Eagles, and I get to work with guys like BG all the time and cover them on and off the field throughout the week, throughout the year, and it's a lot of fun.
Thanks for that. I have another question here. This one's on the fun side. It says, what did it feel like winning the Super Bowl?
Man, it felt so great. It still feels good because you know how hard it is to get there. And in my career, I never made it to the championship game, even to lose it. So to actually go out and get there and actually win it the first time I actually go to a championship game, and it's the Super Bowl of everything that I could have went through is the Super Bowl, and to win a Super Bowl, I'm still excited, hoping to win another.
Awesome. I'm getting a lot of questions, so I'm trying to get through as many as we can. I had one here as well, is what do you look for in a leader? What qualities do you look for?
I look for somebody that's bold, that's not afraid to, step to people, not even like in a bad way, but just, you gotta be able to be accountable, hold people accountable, because everybody has a job to do, everybody has a role. And so you have to get people to believe in their role so that they can maximize their role and stay there just in case, one day their role might change, their role might become more, or they might become less. You just never know. But I just feel like, as a leader, you have to have someone that's bold, that's not afraid, that's courageous, that's trustworthy, and of course he got to hold himself accountable in order to get accountability out of other people. And so, I just think they have to be bold, they have to be okay with themselves, be true to themselves, and like I said, everybody is a leader within their outright. And so I just think it's the person who's more comfortable with that role that usually gets it.
Awesome. I know we have a few more minutes left. I have a question here as well. How did it feel when you got drafted? Can you tell us about that experience? That's from Blaine Elementary.
Well, when I got drafted, I was so excited. It was just like, wow, I actually made it to the NFL. It was just a real wild moment for me. But then I didn't realize that the work has just begun. Like you said, it just started. Now it's like, oh, I didn't have a plan for it. Now that I made it, like how I'm gonna stay in, like what I gotta do each and every day. I mean, you know you're gonna play, but now I'm questioning myself. Am I gonna be good enough to play with these guys? Some of these guys are they're way older than me. But you know, I just think it's about trusting yourself, making sure when you get to where you're going, that you know that the work has just begun, and now you gotta figure out how to take your work to the next level to make you stand out with other professionals that got to the top of their game and made it to the NFL. Now what's gonna separate you, and what regimens are you gonna be in and do? Because a lot of people make it to their dream, but some people fail because they don't have, they lose that work ethic that got them there, that drive, because they accomplished the goal, but they wasn't ready for the next goal. They didn't set that goal that they needed to get to the next step in their career. And some people fall by the wayside. So it's like, when you get there, make sure you have that goal of, all right, this is what I'm doing next, because I know I made it, but that ain't enough. Now I gotta maximize my abilities in at whatever job that is that you do.
I think it's important to know too, once you make it, it's never gonna go as you planned or how you perfectly envisioned it, right? You didn't think, oh, I'm gonna hurt my knee or I'm gonna have my Achilles injury last year. That wasn't part of the plan. That was not what you had in mind when you got to the NFL. Yep. But what BG does so well, and anybody who's, you know, chasing such a dream, is that how do you respond, right? Like this season, it speaks for itself, how you've responded to what you went through last year. And that's important in any aspect of life. How do you respond when things just don't go your way? Because most likely, it's not gonna go your way all the time.
It's not. It's really not.
Awesome. Ella, I think we can wrap it up with some thank yous here and just some shout outs to the schools on. So I'm going to pass it back to you guys in the studio.
Awesome. Yeah, I have a list here of some schools to shout out. Thank you guys so much for joining us for Character Playbook alongside our friends at EverFi. Let's see, I have so many papers. This is our Community Tuesday event that Brandon Graham joined us for. So we thank you guys so much. Veterans Memorial School, North Brandywine Middle School, Schuylkill Haven Area Middle School, Penns Grove Middle School, Valley Forge Military Academy and College, Chester High School, Roosevelt Elementary School, Blackenberg, FS Edmonds, Mitchell Elementary School, Wagner Middle School, so many more. We thank you guys so much for joining us today. We hope this was very helpful and it can kind of continue discussion in your classrooms. We hope you guys stick around for an exciting Eagles season that I know this will continue to be. As always, go Birds, and thanks so much for tuning in.
Go Birds. Kyron State.
Thanks, everyone. That's ending our meeting. So we will talk to you soon, and we hope to see you guys again. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Hey, guys, don't leave yet. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds of your time. All right, have a seat. Okay, everybody. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, it was one person, but he's a good person. I actually know BG personally.
I grew up with BG.
Did you really?
Yes, I did. Back in high school, BG was
my son actually, my son won an award when he was like 7. He got to spend the day with Brandon Graham and some of the Eagles. It was a really cool experience. But I just want to ask you a couple of questions real quick before you go. So based off of what he was saying, hopefully you were paying attention. What did he say about conflict resolution and how he dealt with it and how you guys deal with it here at Chester High School? Penny.
Try to find a way not to offend somebody, but also confront them.
Right, try to find a way to confront somebody in a nice way, because he said it's important to express your feelings, but it's a matter of how you deal with it. Your tone and your approach, right? Is it good to hold things in, guys?
Sometimes. Not everything needs to be said, but when it says that you gotta let it out, but know how to do it.
Right. And who remembers the model for positive action? Just curious, because you hear me say it all the time.
I mean, it's like, what is it? Thought and think, right? It's something like that.
Well, right. The thoughts, actions, feelings circle. And real quick, based on what BG was saying, he was basically saying that in so many words, right? Before you get mad about something and you want to fight right away, what do? You think about it. You think about how you're going to approach the person.
I'm about to put my foot back here.
No.
Like this person here, and we're going to go do this after.
Wow, but is that a positive way of handling it?
Oh, yes.
No. Sometimes. It's like, now I'm just playing. Just don't act on impulse. What he's saying is think logically.
Right.
Think with emotions.
Guys, So basically, it's all about not being impulsive and trying to come up with ways.
Excuse me, come on now.
It's about positive ways of doing everything. And the bottom line is in lunch groups, you guys have given a lot of input. We're having great discussions. We're talking about conflict. We're talking about mental health. We're talking about future plans and goals. And this is important because you guys are in high school and you have your whole life ahead of you. So please take advantage of opportunities like this and continue to come to lunch group and get your input so that we can slowly try to change the climate of the school and deal with conflict in healthy ways instead of negative ways, okay? Does anybody have any questions? So we're on for lunch group this Thursday, so you guys can continue to come. I have passes for you guys to go back to class. I hope you enjoyed today. If you want to take some snacks with you, you can, because we're going to be disposing of this. Do you have a question?
Yes, for lunch group.
Yes.
Can we please get some tenders?
Can you get some what?
Can we get some tenders?
I'll see what we can get in regards to that.
Before we use it,
Hold on.
Before we leave, I want to give a special thanks to Mr. Taylor, because he was the one that actually, along with Miss Allen and Miss Bowser, to actually make this happen. So Mr. Taylor did a great job, getting the information to you guys.
Thanks, guys. Hold on, don't leave without your pass.